Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, we have RFK already doing God's work here. At the very least, he is making sure that no COVID vaccine, or at least not under his watch, is going to be released until properly investigated and looked over. Because obviously, there's a lot of these things where we have this 19 virus thing or whatever going on. We were also talking about the bird flu and where the people wanted to obviously push us out, or not push us out, but want to lock us down because of a bird flu. Insanity. So again, I understand there are things that need to be locked down or whatever in certain circumstances, but I have been very, very critical of this vaccine in this situation because it was rushed out, pushed out, and there were a lot of concerns about this, and even I'll be going over some of the things that I haven't experienced with my own family because obviously, they don't agree with what my policy, what either way I think, the way I do things. So, without further ado, we have this here from obviously Fox News again. Multi-million-dollar Biden-era COVID-19 vax project halted by Trump's HHS, which AKA is, RFK. Says here, Department of Health Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has paused a multi-million-dollar contract from the Biden administration to create a new COVID-19 vaccine. While it is crucial that the Department of Health and Human Resources support pandemic preparedness for 4 years of the Biden administration failed oversight have made it necessary to review agreements for vaccine production, including Vaxcerts, Kennedy said in comments provided to Fox News Digital on Tuesday. I look forward to working with Vaxcert and medical experts to ensure this work produces safe, effective, and fiscal-minded vaccine technology. There you go. And that is his reasoning. And I 100% agree. I don't think that this vaccine should have gone out as quickly as it has. We shut down our entire government, our entire society for a whole year, hurting our children in the process, caused mass psychosis or whatever that was been going on. And I think that this is something that has to be talked about, right? We do not look at the ramifications of what shutting down our government for a whole year did, among other things. I think it was a problem. It goes on to say here that Kennedy issued a 90-day stop work order on Friday related to the HHS contract with American biotech company Vaxart Incorporated, which is working to develop a new COVID-19 vaccine that can be taken orally. The stop work order comes as 10,000 individuals were slated to begin clinical trials on Monday. Trials only paused but not terminated, with Kennedy and other health officials set to examine the study's initial findings over the next 90 days before deciding on next steps. The creation of a new COVID vaccine was part of the Biden administration's $4.7 billion Project Next Gen initiative, which has launched in 2023 and works to streamline the development of new vaccines. The Vaxxer vaccine was specifically funded through an agreement with Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, which is a department within the Administration for Strategic Preparedness and Response under the HHS umbrella. BARDA obligated roughly $760 million to Vaxxer's development of the new vaccine, with a total of $240 million already authorized for the preliminary study, Fox Digital learned. A recent modification to the contract would have allowed Vaxxer to invoice BARDA for the remaining roughly $230 million for clinical trials, but the stop work order prevents the biotech company from invoicing BARDA until further notice. Vaxxer, however, can still invoice HHS related to medical monitoring of individuals who took part in an initial round of trials, Fox Digital learned. The announcement comes just under 2 weeks after Kennedy was confirmed and sworn in as the nation's 26th chief of HHS, the same day he was sworn in President Donald Trump, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that is what's going on here. And I agree with this. I have a huge amount of problems with this Pfizer or whatever vaccine. And we also have this here for the Daily Beast saying, RFK Jr.'s FDA abruptly cancels flu vaccine meeting with no explanation. Well, there was an explanation. Because the explanation is obviously saying, while it is crucial that the Department of HHS support pandemic preparedness, 4 years of the Biden administration's failed oversight have made it necessary to review agreements for vaccine production, including Vaxxart's, Kennedy said in comments provided to Fox News Digital on Tuesday. He says, I look forward, now here's a big thing here, I look forward to working with Vaxxart and medical experts to ensure this work produces safe, effective, and fiscal-minded vaccine technology. So they say here, the Daily Beast says here, that abruptly cancels the flu vaccine with no explanation. Well, he explained onto why. He wants the flu vaccine, or specifically this vaccine, to be specifically safe and effective and not corruptive, right? So the media is always going out and saying that RFK is against vaccines, et cetera, and no, he is wanting vaccines to be produced safe in an effective manner, and he's just pretty much saying, okay, we're doing this vaccine, we're doing this to make sure everything is order, right? Make sure everything is safe, so you're not going to get hurt, damaged, or killed by this. It's not going to have severe side effects, right? And that's all he's doing. That's pretty much all he's saying, is that I want actual good oversight. Because when we talk about this type of thing, right? When we talk about the actual vaccine in itself, if the vaccine was so good and so safe, why were all the companies like Pfizer and et cetera, Moderna, et cetera, all these vaccines, why were they exempt from anything the bad going on to people if something bad happens to the vaccine? Normally, when something is safe and you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to be exempt from damages that you would occur because you would know it would be safe, correct? Well, they were exempt from it, so obviously if they're exempt, it's like you're going to raise questions like, why were they exempt from this? Is this as bad as it was? And then we have a host of pictures and video of people just dropping dead because of the actual vaccine in itself. So it's a seminal annual meeting updating advisors on next season's influenza vaccines were abruptly canceled by the Food and Drug Administration, which we know the FDA is not great because considering they allowed poison into Girl Scouts cookies with 5 actual very bad poisonous metals, you would probably think here, oh, well, that's not good. Why would you allow this to happen? So obviously something's happening with the FDA here where they can't be trusted, right? And I'm not going to trust the FDA at all because, well, they allow poison into cookies. So I don't understand why they would want to allow this type of stuff in cookies. You are to be investigated. So as the FDA's Vaccines and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee was slated to meet on March 13th, but several officials confirmed to CBS News Wednesday that the meeting was axed without any reason being provided. Well, you guys are liars because there was a reason provided, as I went over it twice already. This is the second vaccine advisory panel at the federal level to be postponed or canceled since Robert RFK Jr. assumed his role as Health Information HHS Secretary. Okay, so like I said, the reason why it was postponed is because for the third bloody time, is so that way you can know it's safe and effective. It's pretty much being reviewed to make sure it's safe and effective. I don't see how that's a problem here. And then if it's not safe and it's not effective, then it gets canceled. Right? I mean, I don't see how this is a problem here. So, again, this is another thing that we're talking about where these vaccines are probably not safe. The FDA is corrupt and what have you. I don't want to talk too much about this insanity here from the Daily Beast because they're a left-wing paper. They probably get all their money from USAID. So I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to talk too much about this. But the point being is that this is what's going on here with RFK. He is just canceling it. He's postponing it to make sure it's safe and effective for people to actually to be taking the actual vaccine. And then if it's not safe after review, then, well, guess what? You're not going to put it into people's bodies because these drug and pharmaceutical companies make billions and billions of dollars by giving this to American people without recourse or problems with what's going to happen to the American people. The American people can suffer for all they care, as per a case of the Girl Scout cookies and, all that great stuff, right? So, screw the FDA, and hopefully, and it looks like RFK is doing God's work and making sure things are getting done. All right, guys, that's it for video. If you want to see more, like, subscribe, share, and hopefully I get to see you in the next one. Take care, my friends.
Burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your